Okay, I'm just going to quickly review the Reporting Daily Microsoft Access database that brings all the data that we've gathered together, and just quickly mention some of the under the cover stuff going on. So the Reporting Daily Access database, again, we need to have that in our root drive, C drive, email underscore reporting folder. And what this database or access system essentially does is it has macros that run a series of imports, queries that process that imported data, and then exports the data automatically. So just to make a couple of things clear, the key elements or things specifically that it's importing in from our campaign table daily that we had set up before, it's going to bring in the responses performance by segment summarized reporting at the campaign and segment and at the daily launch level. It will bring in the setup when we defined campaigns as acquisition and retention. And this is all, of course, again, happening automatically. And also, importantly, we'll bring in the cell matrix information to establish those links between the omniture tags and the campaign segment names. It also, finally, is set up in the separate document just to avoid things getting too large. So remember, we had the email bookings, which is just a simplified, not even really simplified, but just simply cleaned up version of the BO report that we get emailed on a daily basis. So again, that have to be in that C email reporting location for it to find that. It's possible that this could be set up and you could change where the imports are drawing from a different location, or if it can be done set up on a network and introduces other complications. If you have it in My Documents, it might be tied to a specific username. So the solution, at least for now, is just to have it in the C email reporting folder. So in terms of running, that's all pretty automated and simplified. We've got a series of these buttons will just generate macros. Essentially, you can run the entire process, which means these different steps are tied to, and I'll just quickly show the underlying information in case anybody carries this actual system on or builds a comparable system that uses this similar logic, or at least to know what's going on here. But that may not be important for a lot of people listening to this. So in any case, though, the entire process will run these various steps, which you can run them individually. Steps 1 through 3 just clears input tables and then imports the data that I mentioned, and then runs exception reports, which I'll show, which will show you if you have some Omniture links that are not joined or were not that were found in the business objects report, but were not set up in your cell matrix, and also find some segments that were also not set up, that appeared in the performance reporting in responses, but were not set up in your cell matrix. So if we run the entire process, it will take, we can just click that button. It gives you a click OK to import all data. It may take a minute, and you'll get a message in between. So we won't, I'll pause we'll edit this section. It'll probably run roughly about a minute or so to import in all of the data. Okay, so we skipped over that. Actually only ran about 30 or 40 seconds or so. It gives you an interim imports complete. Click OK to process and export the data, and then you get another message to tell you when that's completed. This part probably will run a little bit more quickly, so I may not have to pause the video while that's running. Oh, I guess I can't do anything while it's running. I was going to show the under the cover stuff real quickly. We'll give that a few seconds here and pause if necessary. Okay, so that actually only ran another 10 to 15 seconds there that I paused and cut that time out. You get the all processing exports complete. That entire process is now done. And then just to mention really quickly again, for anybody who might be altering queries, or just so that this will make sense, if we click to unhide, this is a fairly rough setup, I guess I would say, for anybody who's skilled at setting up this kind of database. It could be a lot of additional sophistication, but the basic processing, just the different the different macro buttons they tie to the different macros. One runs all of them, and then you can see run steps 1 to 3 or 4 to 5. Those are covered by those. So basically, the steps are divided into the 5 sets of macros. One, there are input tables as part of the database. This just runs all. This just clears the input tables. This runs all of the imports into the cleared input tables. And you, of course, can go into any of this and do design view to see specifically what the imports are. Again, if you had to change import locations or export locations for the exports, you'd need to alter these imports or exports so they'd run correctly. And then all of the, exception reports, what I mentioned before, to show you what you might have left out of your cell matrix. Again, you can look at and then processing all the data to summarize the different outputs that we need for the different dashboards. If I do design view, you can see there's quite a few string of queries that get run to allow that to happen. So any of that can be altered to run differently or more efficiently or whatever is necessary by anybody who might be doing that. The exports, most importantly, will show you. I think there are probably some extra exports in here that may not be used, but will in the next video we'll cover the ones that are getting incorporated into the existing dashboards. So I think that covers it for this part, and we'll look at the dashboards in the next video.